no Buddy Johnson.
Yeah, I was a little shocked at that.
Yeah. Like, I understand, like, you got to split hairs when we're comparing a Mark Robinson versus a Buddy Johnson. And I do think that
you got to keep Mark Robinson.
Yeah, I thought Mark Robinson clearly earned that spot. I thought that Mark Robinson showed plenty this preseason where you already know my energy with him. You heard the film sessions. It's like, yo, I think that this dude is more than capable of being a guy for us, potentially being a starter for us. You clean up the little mistakes that he's having as a rookie. Or you could look at that and say, well, I'll take those mistakes over, the alternatives. But to me, he definitely did enough. I thought Buddy did some things as well. I think the biggest difference, or in terms of what made Buddy Johnson expendable, because this is a year after him being a 4th-round pick, was because he was out there with Mark Robinson. Yeah. And this is what I mean by that. Both guys were young. Both guys had mistakes out there. The difference is when you're out there with a rookie, you can't look like you're making the mistakes. At times it did like it was him. At times it was definitely Mark, but at times it looked like Buddy. So you're like, okay, you're the number 2 guy or the year 2 guy. You're supposed to mentally be a little bit ahead. The next thing, at times they both look fatigued out there. For the rookies, you kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. 2nd-year player, you're like, nah, I don't want to hear that. You need to be better conditioned. The third thing is this. Both of these guys had bad reads, or they might have dropped the coverage. The other difference, though, is one athletically is way more gifted, so they can make up for it. Whereas with Buddy, he's not the same caliber athlete as Mark Robinson. So when we would watch Mark get beaten, it's like, yo, you still see him flying over there and take out 3 dudes. When Buddy gets beat, you just see him just running really hard. But you don't get that climax at the end. Oh, man, look at that finish right there. That was dope. That, to me, also hurts him, especially when you look at the tape that we put on with Buddy, or you talk about this last game with Buddy. It's like, no, Buddy had some bad plays, but Buddy was knocking people's heads off. See ball, hit ball. But that's the athletic ability that he is allotted to. So when we're talking about splitting hairs, it's like, I get that. But once again, I still would much rather have a young Buddy Johnson in year 2 who I still think can develop a lot more than just keeping Derek Watt simply because of his bloodline,
Yeah, I think you're preaching to the choir there.
Yeah.
Because Buddy Johnson, he showed some stuff. Mm-hmm. I do think, though, too, this is something I don't think we realized until the cuts were actually made. Our inside linebacker depth is actually good.
It's the starters.
We're questioning that second starter.
It's the starter.
Because we have Miles Jack, Devin Bush, Spillane, and now with Mark Robinson's emergence, and I'm guessing we're bringing Marcus Allen back after we cut him because of the whole IR thing with Casey. Yeah. That's what I'm at least seeing on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, because
that's a lot of guys.
And we did talk about the terms of the logistics of why you got to cut guys when you cut them, when you're handling the IR stuff. And as long as they communicate with those players ahead of time, which they probably did with Marcus Allen, and I told you with Marcus, I said, man, when he's healthy, he's one of their special teams guys. The same way we look at Benny, that's how we look at Marcus. He's their guy. Which, once again, it's kind of like, well, if he's a special teams guy as well, why the what? You know what I mean? Like, he's cheaper. He's available.
Well, I'm guessing Allen's going to be back, though.
No, what I'm saying is, once again, either way, it's like, even when Allen comes back, now we're sitting here saying, well, still, what is the purpose of him? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, not necessarily why isn't Allen coming back. I do think Allen should be back as well, and I understand that part. I'm just saying it just seems, like I said, once again, with the way our roster is built, it's like kind of feel like we're just wasting the spot there. But if that's the way they rolling with, that's the way they rolling with it,
I think it is strictly special teams guy.
Yeah.
And to keep TJ happy, which I'm good with.
Maybe it was in the contract when TJ signed it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, my brother stays.
We would have found that out, though. If they're leaking the Kyler Murray contract like that.
That's different, though, bro.
We would have had to have seen that.
That's different.
Because aren't they public? The contracts are public.
The numbers are public. I don't know if all of the details are public, but the numbers are definitely public.
I don't know who was it that got a hold of Murray's contract?
It could be in the fine print, just like a final paragraph on the final page of section 17A hyphenated 1B-X. My brother stays. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Boom. Like, that's it. Could have just been that, man.